All right, back for another chapter. Chapter 47 of Genesis. We're getting close, guys. We're getting close to ending Genesis, so that's exciting. Um, just for me, it's a milestone just to get through this. I'm not much of a reader, so um, this has keeping me accountable, which I've said before on here. So. We finished the last chapter where they're all in Egypt and they're trying to figure out their place and everything like that. So let's get going on chapter 47. It's a relatively short chapter as well. I think all of these chapters, all of the rest of these chapters in Genesis are really short. So um, Jacob blesses Pharaoh. So Joseph went to see Pharaoh and said, "My father and my brothers are here from Canaan. They came with all their flocks and herds and possessions, and they are now in the land of Goshen." Joseph took 5 of his brothers with him and presented them to Pharaoh. Pharaoh asked them, "What is your occupation?" And they replied, "We are shepherds just like our ancestors. We have come to live here in Egypt, for there is no pasture for our flocks in Canaan. The famine is very severe there. We request permission to live in the land of Goshen." And Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Now that your family has joined you here, choose any place you like for them to live. Give them the best land of Egypt. The land of Goshen will be fine. And if any of them have special skills, put them in charge of my livestock too." Then Joseph brought his father Jacob and presented him to Pharaoh. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh. "How old are you?" Pharaoh asked him. Jacob replied, "I have lived for 130 hard years, but I am still not nearly as old as many of my ancestors." Then Jacob blessed Pharaoh again before he left. So Joseph assigned the best land of Egypt. The land of Rameses, to his father and brothers, just as Pharaoh had commanded. And Joseph furnished food to his father and brothers in amounts appropriate to the number of their dependents. So you think about that. Think about you and think about Bible times. Everyone has their own gifts, of what they're good at, what they're not good at. I'm good at the delivery business. Like, I'm really good at that. That's like my bread and butter, even though I'm not doing it anymore. It's just what I love the most, and it comes super natural and easy to me. But I'm now in the medical field, where I'm working in surgeries, and it's not really my bread and butter. But it's something that I can do. That's not strenuous and whatnot, but uh, as we read more chapters, you hear that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So that comes across when I think about things, that you can basically do anything you want to do in life, whether you're good at it or not. Everything takes time to learn, but in all reality, what are you good at the most, and that might bring more pleasure to your life. But my job, I won't do um, I won't do extra overtime in the medical stuff, because I don't really love to be there. And then afterwards, I go deliver for Amazon on the side. So it's kind of interesting how that goes. And I love just driving around, delivering, seeing different parts. But anyways, everyone has their own gifts. Everyone has their own strengths. So it's really cool to see that way. So um, Joseph's leadership in the famine. Meanwhile, the famine became worse and worse, and the crops continued to fail throughout Egypt and Canaan. Joseph collected all the money in Egypt and Canaan in exchange for grain, and he brought the money to Pharaoh's treasure house. When the people of Egypt and Canaan ran out of money, they came to Joseph, crying again for food. "Our money is gone," they said, "but give us bread. Why should we die?" "Well then," Joseph replied, "since your money is gone, give me your livestock. I will give you food in exchange." So they gave their livestock to Joseph in exchange for food. Soon all the horses, flocks, herds, and donkeys of Egypt were in Pharaoh's possessions. But at least they were able to purchase food for that year. The next year they came again and said, "Our money is gone and our livestock are yours. You have nothing left but our bodies and land. Why should we die before your very eyes? Buy us and our land in exchange for food. We will then become servants to Pharaoh. Just give us grain so that our lives may be saved, and so the land will not become angry and desolate." So Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh. All the Egyptians sold him their fields because the famine was so severe, and their land then belonged to Pharaoh. Thus all the people of Egypt became servants to Pharaoh. The only land he didn't buy was that belonging to the priests, for they were assigned food from Pharaoh and didn't need to sell their land. Then Joseph said to the people, "See, I have bought you and your land for Pharaoh. I will provide you with seed, so you can plant the fields. Then when you harvest it, a fifth of your crop will belong to Pharaoh. Keep 4/5 for yourselves and use it to plant the next year's crop and to feed yourselves, your households, and your little ones." "You have saved our lives," they exclaimed. "May it please you, sir, to let us be Pharaoh's servants." Joseph then made it a law throughout the land of Egypt, and it is still the law, that Pharaoh should receive 1/5 of all the crops grown on his land. But since Pharaoh had not taken over the priest's land, they were exempt from this payment. So the people of Israel settled in the land of Goshen in Egypt, and before long they began to prosper there, and their population grew rapidly. Jacob lived for 17 years after his arrival in Egypt, so he was 147 years old when he died. As the time of his death drew near, he called for his son Joseph and said to him, "If you are pleased with me, swear more solemnly that you will honor this, my last request. Do not bury me in Egypt. When I am dead, take me out of Egypt and bury me beside my ancestors." So Joseph promised that he would. "Swear that you will do it." Jacob insisted. So Joseph gave his oath, and Jacob bowed and worshipped as he leaned on his staff. So there you go. It's interesting that Joseph's a man of God, all that good stuff. Sorry, this is what goes on my brain. But he takes their animals, he takes everything. He doesn't just give them something, he makes them earn it by being servants. Nothing's given for free except for the priests. The priests have their stuff for free, and the family has their stuff for free. But nothing is given for free. So that's just interesting to me to hear. I think about now where if someone just gives you something, I don't want to owe anybody something. So I'm just not gonna take something without feeling super guilty about it. It's just how I am. But maybe we should all learn from that, where if we're given something, we have to earn it, for us to take something back, like food and stuff like that, because they have livestock, they had all this stuff, and Joseph just didn't give it to him. He just was like, "You gotta give me your livestock, now you gotta work for me, so you gotta earn it." And that's something today that we need to earn. We need to just earn everything we do, instead of just being given stuff, So just think about that. Maybe that was jibber jabber. It's in my brain, so it came out. That's the end of chapter 47. 3 more chapters and we're done with Genesis. I know that sounds weird being excited about, but that gets me excited for reading the Bible. So y'all have a good day. It's about 11:30 on a Monday, so start of the work week.